Good morning, guys. Today is Thursday, July 20th, and as usual, doing analysis for US 30, gold, and EU. So currently, the only trade I'm in is this reversal sell of US 30. I didn't send it out in the group, so it's not an official trade, but um, when I hit stop loss yesterday in the 5-minute reversal, of course, the practice is to move to the next higher time frame. You can see right now US 30 is doing exactly what it did yesterday during market open when we had this huge pump up to the upside. But again, for me, I'm still holding this. I'm in this trade with a 1% risk. So same thing, if I do get stopped out of the 15-minute time frame, I will move to the 30-minute time frame, because I do anticipate a huge sell on US 30. It's just a matter of time. So long as you have proper risk management. So for example, yesterday I just lost 1% on US 30. If this US 30 I'm in hit stop loss, again, just another 1%. Already I'm up for the week. I was up like 6%. So it's really not a big thing. So the key thing is to have proper risk management. So that's the only, or actually not only, I'm in this gold trade as well. I'm still holding this sell on gold. Been holding for like five days, or a couple of days. Where is that? And gold is still dropping. 1977. I forgot why I entered this trade on gold. 1977. I almost got stopped out last night. 1977. So I don't know when I entered that sell. Somewhere up here. Oh, I think it was break and retest of the 9 EMA, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, sell on gold at 1977. Survived the big pump up yesterday. So this is the only other trade I'm in. So it's 1977. Stop loss was somewhere 1987, because I literally, what's my stop loss on gold? 1987.67 or something. So I know this chart is different, but yeah, so I literally came close to stop loss yesterday, but didn't get stopped out. So this is the other trade I'm in on gold. Now here, when you look at gold, what we have right here, I do see a sell coming. The reason for that, we have broken 2 trend lines. And what is gold doing right now? Gold has broken, using this huge candle, broken 2 trend lines. And what did it do? It retested it retested the bottom trend line, retested the 9 EMA on the hourly. So in any instance, I would be looking for another sell on gold right here on the close of this hourly candle. So in the next 20 minutes, if this candle closes below those 2 trend lines, I do anticipate gold to shoot down. And gold currently is running down. So yeah, so nowadays I just let a trade hit TP or stop loss. You can see during the first day or so of holding this trade yesterday, the trade came almost to TP, shot all the way back up, survived drawdown or stop loss by like half a pip and back in profit. If this does close here, I might enter with a huger risk. So I might do like a 2% risk on this trade. Looks like we might get this entry on the live session, so we'll just have to wait for that. But in the meantime, we can look at what's around where gold is right now. So for me, I'm still expecting gold to come down to 1956, and that lines up with A. So the first stop for gold should be okay. So look at that, 1956 lines up with the 200 EMA. So that should be the first stop for gold. The next stop for gold may be this zone, 1950, for a possible reversal back to the upside. So if we get this hourly closure below here, and you can see we also have a daily bearish high. So for me right now, I'm bearish on gold. I know we do have an hourly bullish high right here, but you can see we have sellers there, and we have an hourly bearish high and low up here. So we have more sellers than buyers in the area that price is around, and the sellers have an advantage because they have an hourly bearish order block. So that's my analysis for gold. EU is the other one. So this is the EU trade. I never entered this trade because I was already in the gold sell. But I know like Levy had taken it. But yesterday trade came close to TP by just about 10 pips. Because I was doing, for me with FX pairs, I just do nowadays I do a 50 pip stop loss or TP. For EU or pairs, major pairs that move like EU, maybe you can do a 40 pip TP and stop loss. Because if you did 40 pips yesterday, you could have hit TP. But for me nowadays, I'm comfortable holding a position for a couple of days. You just have to have like a high probability that price is moving towards that direction. And here, one of the confluences for EU was the first one, which caused me to identify this trade was EU was in a major downtrend up here. And then it came back to this trend line, broke this trend line, retested and closed below, and that was the entry right there. So any questions based off what I've analyzed? US 30 is just playing too much. So US 30, based off of where US 30 is, yes, we do have sellers here, but the sellers don't really have anything to push price down. The only thing we have is a previous daily high, not really an order block. So US 30 can definitely keep pumping up, especially if we do close above 35,250. Let's look at the other indicators and see what we have. Okay. Look at this. So for US 30, so looking at the breakout indicator, you can see US 30 is breaking out for a buy. So if anyone has any confluences to enter a buy on US 30, there's the breakout entry for US 30. However, I am not taking it. The reason, again, same thing as I mentioned yesterday, you can see this buy to me is over exhausted. So buy came in, got exhausted a little bit. Yesterday actually gave us the same breakout as we are getting right now. Pushed up, unless you're going for like 50 pips or 100 pips, I wouldn't say to go for 200 pips. Gave us that buy, went up about 100 pips or 120 pips, came back in this consolidation, tried to give breakouts before. Also here, when I look at US 30, even from this breakout scanner, what I see right here is a double top. So what I see right there, that and that. So I see a possible double top, but that's just me. So if anyone has any confluences for a buy on US 30, there is that entry based off of the breakout scanner. For gold, let me see for gold. I think gold also has a breakout for a sell. Gold, I see the same thing too, a double top right here. So this part right there, and this other part right here. Also, we do have, so if I were to take any breakout, in any instance, I would take this breakout for a sell on gold. And price is around the entry. So give me 1 second, let me see. So I haven't taken this position yet. I want to look at the other indicators in order to, but I'm already in a sell for gold, so I would be ideally doubling down on my position. 71.81, just a second. So that's so the crosses indicator also has a buy entry. Yeah, so if anybody has any confluences for a buy, you can take them, but for me, I'm not taking any buys on US 30. What right now I'm interested in is that gold sell. Perfect. Perfect. So for gold, we're about to have a death cross, possibly, because you can see this 9 EMA is coming towards the 200 EMA, and this is on the 15 minutes. So actually, yes, I will enter another, I will layer in a sell on gold. Ideally,
don't want to wait for the hourly to just close under that trend line. Did you have a trend line too?
yeah, that's fine. But so remember how I mentioned, so to me, what's more probable, like a trend line or this indicator, right? So for me, I'm seeing this is exhaustion right here. So there are times I definitely enter trades earlier, but right, what I'm seeing here, this is exhaustion right here. The 9 EMA is so close to the 200 EMA. So the probability of a death cross forming based off of this crosses indicator is like 80 to 90%. Now, if the 9 EMA was somewhere around up here, I wouldn't be looking to enter this cell right here. So the reason I'm entering the cell is based off of the crosses, I'm sorry, the breakout indicator, because the breakout indicator gave the sell, gold went back, retested the 9 EMA and came back down. Remember, the best entry of any of my strategies is the retest of the 9 EMA. Right? So yes, if folks want to wait for the closure of this candle, of the hourly candle, that's fine as well. But for me, it's not like I'm FOMOing because I'm literally using a breakout scanner indicator entry, if that makes sense.
Cool. I got you.
Right. So I just need to see where the stop loss is. So the key with entering a trade using the breakout scanner is to make sure that your stop loss is high enough such that, how do I put this? If gold were to break out, so if we're entering a sell, where would gold print a buy? So for gold to print a buy, gold has to break out of this consolidation area. So ideally, we would want our stop loss to be above 1984. So above 1984, if I enter like exactly where it is right now, and this is 100 pip stop loss. So this can lead to manipulation or getting faked out. So there's two options to go about this. So knowing that the 100 pips is not maybe sufficient, maybe a 50 pip TP or 50 pip stop loss. That might be a little risky. 5,000. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the safest entry would be 150 pip TP and stop loss. Let me see how big that is on my, that's a big TP and stop loss on gold. I don't feel like holding for that long. Let me see what I want to do on this one. Based on where price is at, you know what? I'll do a 50 pip TP and stop loss. I don't feel like holding gold for that long. So this is 5,000, 5,000. And then let me put that in my trade manager. Risking 1% for this trade. Let's see how this goes. So I'm entering that trade now with a 1% risk. So 50 pips TP and 50 pips stop loss. If you want to be safe for this trade, use a 150 pip TP and stop loss. But for me, I really don't want to hold gold for that long. All right, so personally, I'm in the position with a 1% risk, and that's gonna count as as one of the trades we count. All right, US 30 is still pumping. Not sure if I'm still. Let me see if I got stopped out of this trade. Nope, I'm still in the US 30 trade. My stop loss is 35,261. So 35,261. So I know this chart might have some slippage, but I'm still in the US 30 position. So yeah, for gold, the safest entry, right? Have your stop loss above 1988. But if you don't feel like waiting, like me, just have your stop loss. You can just do 50 pips, TP and stop loss. All right, let's see what else is there. So US 30, nothing, gold already in that position. I already reviewed the zones right here, reviewed that the sellers, there's more sellers than buyers based off of where we are at. The sellers have an upper hand because they have an hourly bearish order block. Also, there's of course those 7 minutes before an entry based off of the trend line. EU, I expect same thing as with gold. EU, I expect EU to tap the 200 EMA right here, and eventually this trend line to the downside. All right, does anybody have any questions regarding any trades? All right, we'll just wait for this gold trade and see how that plays out. So the key thing, even while observing this crosses indicator, the key thing is for gold not to break above this 9 EMA, not to break and close above this 9 EMA. But so long as gold stays below this 9 EMA, price should come back down. So right here, what I'm looking for on this US 30 trade, since I'm probably going to be stopped out of this trade, I'm trying to see my next entries, which would be on the 30. And I'm the only issue with this, I may not get an entry on the 30-minute. Yeah. Anyway, I'll just wait for whatever to happen. All right. So yeah, let's just observe this gold trade and see how that goes. So currently I'm in drawdown just about 0.25%. Is it 0.25? Yeah, 0.25%. Um, 4 more minutes before this one closes as well. So if this hourly candle closes above this trend line, I do expect some manipulation up there. Also, I know I don't know if he's in here today. I forget the name. So the person who had asked about an inverted head and shoulders on gold. So right now is when I would start looking for that inverted head and shoulders on gold. I think your screen name or whatever is invest. So this I mentioned when you asked, I think it was on Monday, actually Tuesday. So this is the best time to anticipate an inverted head and shoulders because you have this, which could be possibly a left shoulder. So if I go ahead and mark this up, this right here on the hourly, this could be a left shoulder. You have the neckline here, then you have the head right here, and then you have the neckline, and then you have possibly a right shoulder, and then possible movement back to the downside. So this is the area where you could start anticipating a head and shoulder. On the other hand, this could just be like a double top. But I do see a possible head and shoulders on gold on the 1 hour. So the question is, where can the right shoulder be? So the right shoulder, if you ask me, possibly this gold comes back up around 1982, 1981, creates that right shoulder, comes back to the neckline, consolidates, and then breaks down that way. So yeah, so I do see right now I can anticipate that head and shoulders for gold. Also, the other thing we don't want here on gold is closure above, what is it? Closure above this hourly. So as much as the buyers don't have, or we don't see a lot of buyers here, I wouldn't want to see price closing above this zone. So my stop loss for gold on the trade that we're in is 1979.52. Yeah, and you can see that's a bit close here. Okay, I got stopped out of US 30. I think US 30 pumped up heavy. So I got stopped out of this trade that I entered yesterday. So now same thing, I go ahead only. So yesterday I lost 1% on US 30. Today I've lost another 1%. US 30 just wants to keep pumping up. So right now I'll move over to the 30 minute and then I'll wait for an entry on the 30 minute. But I do still expect US 30 to go down. So similar to this is why I don't like trading in between trend lines, because you can have price moving in either direction. So you can see US 30 can pump up to 36,000, but you can see we also have this trend line right here. So right here is pretty much no man's land, and I wouldn't be taking it. So I know I didn't have any confluence for a buy on US 30, but I'm guessing the breakout scanner for US 30, that buy went or would be in profit.
It's 3 days in a row, right?
Yeah,
I didn't even try it this time. I should have.
yeah. If you backtest and find something's working or whatnot, right? The key is to backtest and just have your own confluences. So for me, if I was looking for a buy on US 30, yes, I would have taken this, but it's just not what I was looking for. Yeah, but you're right, Libby. It has happened like 3 days in a row. So this is today, this is yesterday, and this is the day
Or
before.
maybe at the least, well, nah, at that point you're already way into the sell. So never mind. I was gonna say to kind of hedge it, but that's too late for that.
Yeah, like if I had, so let me look at this. So the one time, or just a time I would be interested in taking it is if it lined up with this. So I know we did have a buy right here, but if I'm to use an indicator, I never break the rules for it. So let's say this was like within the first 3 to 4 buys, right? As number 6 says. So if this was like the first golden cross or the second secondary or the third or the fourth, then that's when I would take it. But right, as much as all this buys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 would have hit full TP, or most of them would have hit full TP. I really don't feel like pushing it, but yeah, that would have been a nice buy. Anyway, let me focus on what we're currently in, or what I'm currently in.
Like it closed under on the hourly, that trend line.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it did close under. So the entry for the hourly trend line, that would be the entry right here. But of course, expect manipulation because we're right next to the trend line. Right next to the trend line, and then we have this 9 EMA to the upside. But yeah, that would also be an entry for the hourly time frame. I'm tempted to. So let's see. Let's see. Nah, I'm not gonna. I was gonna add a position and have a wider stop loss to anticipate the right shoulder. But let's see. This is 75. That would be 90. Yes. No, I'll just wait for the trade that we're in before looking for anything else. So hoping if this hits TP, then for me, I'm just break even for the day. So that's another thing, right? Just find a, so long as you have like a one, and this is what I always mention, like, so long as you have at least a 1:1 risk to reward, as much as you can take losses, worst case, in most instances, even though you take losses, you might just end up at break even for the day or for the week. But the key is to, find a strategy that works and stick to it, and just hold on to it. So there goes gold coming back down. I just want this thing to hit TP during this live session. Or hit stop loss, whatever it wants to hit. All right, gold is coming back down. So if we go to that hourly chart, you'll see, right? You'll see that retest of that trend line. So that's what you would, of course, want to see. If you're trading a break and retest of a trend line, that's exactly the pattern you'd want to see. You'd want to see this. So this is the trade you'd have entered, or I could have entered if I didn't enter the 50 pip TP and stop loss trade that we're currently in. But yeah, if you're trading a break and retest of a trend line, this is what you want to see. And ideally, this is actually a nice setup because we also have the 9 EMA up here. So we just need a nice push to the downside to at least hit this TP with this trade. There goes gold. Nice. US 30 is still pumping. This is something. And it just closed below the previous high from yesterday. So if it's going to form a double top, this is the time to do it. If not, this thing can just start going to 36,000 because there's literally nothing holding US 30 back. There it goes, gold, nice. And my charts are frozen, so this is fun. All right, there it is. If we break and close below this low, so this is an area I'm looking at. If we break and close below this, we should get a swing. I'm sorry, excuse me, a spike to TP. And I'm almost sure if we go to the crosses indicator and we go to gold, you'll see the death cross forming. There it is, right? So this is what we didn't want to see, and we wanted to see gold being held. So you can see the cross is coming. If we do close below here, as I marked up, that will be a nice spike to full TP. Oh, also, I don't know if anybody took the USD CHF reversal that I mentioned yesterday. So I'm currently, that trade for me is about to hit TP. So this is a USD CHF because I mentioned to use the reversal indicator. So since this is an FX pair, this is 20. Since this is the 30-minute, this should be 0. And since I was looking for buys, that's it. So this is a trade. I've been observing this because I got stopped out of this buy on the 15-minute time frame like last week. And then when news happened, that's when that news event happened and price spiked all the way down. And then I saw this buy much later right here. So this is the trade that I entered and actually entered yesterday. I didn't enter in the beginning here. So I entered this trade yesterday. And I'm almost currently to full TP. So you can see, right? If we are selling gold, right? So since this is USD CHF, it means that dollar is pumping. And if we're selling gold, this is actually what we want, right? We want the dollar to pump and gold to go down. So this actually also has been a confluence for me waiting on those sells on gold, because you can see how the dollar has been weak, especially for the CHF. And this might be even a trade you can hold for even 200 pips, because you can see, of course, here what we have is structure, right? And for structure, you would expect structure to be completed at the very least at 0.89796. And there goes gold is dipping. So that's what we want right there. This is exactly what we want for gold. We just need, and there it is. We just need a closure below here in 4 minutes. If we get that closure, we should get a spike up. And I don't know about you guys, but my brokers are freezing. Okay, I'm back. All right, so we just had the 5-minute closing below there. And there we go. We need this 15-minute candle to close, and then we'll be golden. If we look at this, that cross is almost coming in. Now, if we do get a sell here on gold on the crosses indicator, so remember, with the crosses indicator, price can, once you get that original cross, either the death cross or golden cross, price can keep, in this case, the death cross, price can go or dip straight down. The other instance, or the other possibility or probability, is you get the sell and then gold retraces, retest the 9 EMA and 200 EMA before coming back down. So just understand where we are at right now is a can have possible retracement. So whether you entered gold with us or with me during this retest of the 9 EMA, or whether you entered on the hourly, you should be up in profit. Of course, the hourly gave like a better entry, because the hourly you could have, if you entered using a 50 pip TP, you could have been close to TP. But I just need this to hit for me. So once this hits, I'll just end the live session, and hopefully that can bring us back up to 2% for the month of July. So yesterday we had a -1 return because the US30 hit stop loss. This US30 trade that hit stop loss for me for the reversal, that was just my own trade. So I didn't send that out to the group. So my returns may vary from what I record here, because what I record here is only the trades I take on the live session and the trades I send out in the Discord. So we'll just wait for this to complete. So for anyone with questions, now is a good time to ask them. Oh, also I forgot. So today is Thursday. When it's Thursday, I normally mention, right, we don't really want to be trading on Fridays, or you don't really want to be taking trades on Fridays. So now is a good day, or between now and mid New York, now is a good time to start looking for trades to carry you through today, tomorrow, and hopefully Sunday. So the first trade for me that I see is this US 30 trade. If we do, wait, I don't know if USD CHF hit full TP for me. No, just about there. So is this US 30 trade the reversal on the, so what will this be? It will be on the 30-minute. Since I got stopped out on the 5-minute, 15-minute, and now so the first one personally that I'll look out for is if I get a sell using the reversal indicator on the 30-minute for US 30. So that's the first trade that I would be looking at to take me, and US 30 is melting. This is the same thing that happened to me yesterday. Like, it faked out and then came back down. But anyway, yeah, so I would be waiting for a sell signal on the 30-minute. So that's one trade to look out for US 30. The other trade to look out for is gold. Now for gold, I would be looking at this. So for me, since I do expect a, and there goes gold, and USD CHF just hit full TP for me, so I'm back at break even since I lost the US 30 trade. And hopefully with this gold trade, I'll be up 1%. So again, right, always make sure you're managing your risk properly, and you won't have to care if a trade hits stop loss or TP for you. So for me, for gold, I do see a overall sell on gold, but you have to ask yourself, what are the charts telling you? So if this is not a double top, and we can possibly have a, what is it called, a head and shoulder pattern. Head and shoulder pattern would form, gold would have to come back up to around 1985 before dropping back down. So if that is to happen, that would mean that this cross is invalidated. Let me see. So we just had the sell right there. I think I'd turned off the sells. So let me turn off the buys. There goes that sell on gold. So two things can happen here. Gold can either keep dumping down, or do what it's doing right now, which it just missed my TP a little bit. Go back up, retest the 9 EMA, and then come back down. So for me, I consider this gold pattern more of a double top as opposed to a head and shoulders, based off of the price action that's going on right now, because we've already had a closure below these two trend lines. Now it can still come back up and do right shoulder on this trend line. So somewhere between 1981, 1982 before coming back down. So that's one thing to look out for gold. So look out for the head and shoulder pattern on the 1 hour for you to maybe right price down. So if gold comes back up here to 1982, look for an entry to right price down between today and tomorrow towards 1950. So I give you two trades to look out for. So US 30 reversal on the 30-minute time frame, gold head and shoulder pattern. Yeah, but so right now I just need this to hit full TP. So right now expect a retracement towards the 200 DMA, towards the 9 EMA. That's normal for death cross or golden cross. Not every time will you have like continuation to the downside, but at any given time expect gold to come back up and retest the 9 EMA. So whether that is right now or further down, gold will come back up and retest the 9 EMA and possibly the 200 DMA before continuing further down. Right, this thing came literally like 0.4 pips away from TP.
Deja vu.
Right. Oh, yesterday. When you, yeah.
This time I just trailed it because I really was planning for it to do that. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, doing like 50 pip TPs or 50 pip stop loss and TPs for gold, they're pretty nice. Um, the reason I
it's
just
risky. It's risky.
it's risky, right? Yeah, the reason I stopped doing those is just you just get faked out. It's easy to hit TP, but it's also easy to hit stop loss
You was
because
melting, by the way. I don't know if you had a trade on it.
oh no, I didn't have a trade on it. I just marked it up because it was a valid entry. The reason I didn't take EU was because I was already in this gold trade from way back and I didn't want to overexpose myself. Actually, EU was a much better trade than gold. But yeah, EU would have hit full TP. But yeah, I didn't have any trade on that. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I didn't. This was such an obvious trade because it pumped up so heavy. We had these two trend lines, this break and retest. But anyway, you live and you learn.
I'm in it now, but I'm in it later than I wanted to be in it.
Mm. Yeah, looking at EU, it's good we closed below those two trend lines. So looking at EU, I just see pretty much structure, right? So the first stop I see on EU is, of course, the 200 DMA, which is being retested. Then this trend line right here, then this area right here, 1.10130. So that's the first structure test. Man, this gold is just annoying. And maybe overall here, 1.108. Yeah, but EU was a nice trade.
Why did you sell US 30 last night? I know we were talking. It was like, I think you sent me a
Because
message. Sold around like 2 a.m. Eastern time.
yeah, so there was a sell entry. If you go to the 15-minute time frame, this is one because this is 15 minutes, and there was this sell. Was it that? No, this is 15-minute. Was I tripping? No, wait. 59
I didn't
close.
see a sell till like, I think it was almost like 5:30 a.m. Eastern time. I was kind of confused.
I could have sworn there was this. Oh, oh my God. Okay, I know. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't change the time frame. That's okay. So I shouldn't have taken this loss. I thought I changed this time frame to the 15 minutes. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. You know what? I fell asleep on the couch and then when I was heading to bed, I came and looked at the charts, but I forgot that this was on the 5 minute. Okay, so I shouldn't have taken this loss today. Yeah, so the sell at the very least would have been here. On the 15 minute. Let's see what it would have
Yeah, because
hit.
I'm still in the trade.
Yeah. Uh,
Just barely.
right. Yeah, it came literally exactly. Man. Okay, yeah, so I didn't change the time frame out here. I guess I was just sleep trading and then I thought I changed the time frame. Yeah, so yeah, there was no sell entry on the 15-minute time frame. The sell entry came, as you said, I guess at 5 a.m., 5 something. Okay. So in that instance, yeah, so the same thing applies. So this was an invalid trade right there. So the same instance, if this gets stopped out, would be looking to enter on the 30-minute. But for right now, let me see what's happening to US 30 on the others. as gold is just playing around. US 30. Oh man, so I just took a loss for nothing. Okay, so the breakout scanner is not really telling me nothing, so that's fine. Just leave that. I'm trying to see if I can get a re-entry for US 30. I know the crosses indicator was giving a buy. So right now, unfortunately, I'll just take that L. I really don't have any entry for US 30. Unless but yeah, I don't trade. The only other entry would be this one actually right now if this candle closes, but that entry goes against everything that I say. So I've always said I'd never trade just by knowing their buyers and sellers. The entry I was trying to look for is this break and retest of this supply zone within a supply zone and take it there if this candle closes, but I'm not going to take it. The reason for that, I'll just be literally breaking my rules, and if there's any rule I don't trade is that
You'll
one.
be
Like,
doing what I did yesterday to blow
right,
that
yeah,
challenge pretty much.
yeah, just by I never, I would, the zones by itself is not a confluence for me. So yeah, so I'll just go ahead and sit this one out. I know we do have a previous daily high there, but yeah, I'll just be forcing a trade. So anyway, I'm already at break even for the day, so I'm not forcing anything. I just need this gold trade to hit and I'll be up 1% for the day. Yeah, but thanks Marcus. Sorry, I took that trade. I was sleepy, so I forgot to change that time frame. All right, come on, gold.
Just a quick question.
Mhm.
Why is it that the US reversal on 15 minutes wasn't valid? Because I also took that trade. Uh,
It wasn't valid because there was no, this was the entry right here, right? The ones that I thought I entered, and I don't know, I could have sworn I entered them on the 15-minute. They were on the 5-minute. So if you go on the reversal indicator, right? So go on the reversal indicator, and then these are the settings, right? 15 minutes, this is 1, right? Because buy and sell delay should be 1 on the 5 and 15-minute. On the 30-minute and above, this should be 0. So if you do this as 1, breakout pips is 50,
okay.
right?
Why it was on 0 on 15 minutes?
Yes, yeah. So make sure that that is that one. So you can take a screenshot of this, right? So these are the requirements for it. So breakout pips, EMA. On time frame 30 minutes and above, change delay to 0 and source to fast moving average. Yeah.
Okay. But at the beginning when there was no indicator, we used to take the reversal when there were 2 consecutive candle closed below the 9 EMA. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
So
But
it
of
means
course,
like
if you did that, of course there was entries if you're using that, but you could have gotten an entry. Give me 1 second right here. Let me answer a call. see, yeah, desire. So you're right, right? Before the indicators, we are waiting for 2 consecutive candles. So if you're doing that, so we got stopped out right here, your sell could have been, where? Sell could have been right here. If right, sell could have been right there, but even with that, you could have hit stop loss on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hit stop loss.
Yeah, yeah. The indicator just gives you safer entries. So you see it didn't give you here, it gave you here, right?
Okay.
This gold is playing too much. And I actually, you know what, now that you mentioned it, I think I also, it wasn't maybe the 5-minute time frame. I think I also had this at 0. And
Yeah,
no, I didn't have it at 0, because if you had it at 0, you could have had a better entry that's right here. So maybe I think for me, it was just on the, because if you had it at 0, this could have been your entry right here. The reason I thought I had it at 0 is because I was using the reversal indicator with the USD CHF and what is it? USD CHF and US30. And USD CHF, I was definitely using it on the 30-minute time frame, which would have been 0. Yeah, but I think for me, I was just using it on the 5-minute time frame.
okay.
Yeah. All right. So the gold is just playing with us. So 18 seconds before this trade closes. So this is, I want gold to remain below this low right here. Feels like we have a 100 pip TP. You would think a 50 pip TP would have already hit. And USD CHF just hit full TP for me. Oh, I think I'd mentioned that. All right, gold is coming back down. All right, we just need a few more pips. There we go. Man, this is the worst. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what is there. Previous daily low. So we have a previous daily low there. We do have a huge demand zone within a demand zone. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're this close to TP, I would just say you can close it because it's almost heading to 11. For me, my TP for some reason is further down, like somewhere around here. Yeah, so that demand zone right here. Also, we have this high low. So we also have structure right here. So that's the reason it's acting as some support, but I do expect it to break through that. There we go. I think that trade almost at full TP. There you go, full TP on gold finally. I'm still, my TP is somewhere here. So let me see if I can hit full TP before I call it a day. There we go. I'm almost there. My TP is what? 1969, 52. Yeah, but if you took the trade when I marked it up, I think for me it was either slippage or I had a late entry or early entry. But if you took the trade when I marked it up, you should have been up. And that brings us back up 1%. So we are up 2%, back up 2%. So that's good. And yeah, any questions, any final questions from anyone? I'm about to hit TP, so no need to stay on the
You have
session.
a trend line on EU that you expecting it to
Yeah,
hit,
this
right?
one. So this one that's coming from this high low to this lower low, and
Okay.
then there, yeah. Excuse me.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
almost at my first TP. I think that might be where the trend line is, so I might just close it there.
Oh, okay, on EU, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So look for, you guys look out for those trades on gold and EU and US 30. So remember, right? For Fridays are either reversals or continuations. So tomorrow I don't see any reversals on Friday. I see continuations. So I see gold continuing to the downside to 1950. I see EU continuing, breaking this trend line and continuing back down. I really don't see. So technically, this continuation is technically a reversal, because if you look at it, EU has been pumping up. USD CHF has been going down. So the reverse, I think the reversal just started today. And I think tomorrow, Friday, is a day of continuations. So just keep that in mind. US 30, to be honest with you guys, I don't know where I'll wait for it, but I'll try and see if I can get another entry for it somewhere. But if you don't find any entry, don't force any trades. Just let whatever happens happen. And now for me, I know not to trade when I'm sleepy. So, all right, any last questions? All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Trade safe, always use proper risk management. All right, see you guys. Bye.